I'm standing here because I'm quite honored to introduce the next speaker. I mean, she's an important role. She's the CEO of important fashion brands, but we have not invited her for this role, for her role. But we invited her for her past, her vision, her purpose. She's a powerful woman that I have the lucky chance to meet in other occasion in Dubai, where I actually live. She has been brought to the Circularity, sustainability, vision, and culture all her career. We kindly ask her to come on the stage and then share what are the really important things. I mean, when we need to talk, I talked say before that we need to run a positive business, right? But positive business needs also to having somehow a vision, a purpose, as Oliver mentioned before. So I'm very happy to introduce here on the stage North Sales CEO Marisa, Selfa, also my close friend. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I have my mic, I think. Thank you. Hi, everybody. Thank you for your kind introduction, Stefano, and thank you for the invitation, Anna, as well. I'm super happy to be here and to really finally figure out who was the crowd I was going to be talking with. So I feel the good energy of wanting to make a change. So probably a lot of the things I'm going to be sharing with you, which is really my passion, and I keep telling my friends, this is the only reason why I'm still in fashion. I'm sure you know a lot of it, so apologies if I'm saying something you already know, but hopefully I can give you the picture of we have to do something different. This is not sustainable anymore, right? So I've been in the fashion business, like Stefano was saying, over 20 years. Many brands that you know, some super big, some small, some doing very well, some others doing turnaround. And in this journey, because it really is a journey, I really have come to realize that we need to reinvent the fashion industry. Fashion cannot die. I mean, it's amazing. We need to keep it. But we need to reinvent it. This is really not the direction, and I know it's very hard. And these conversations I had sometimes with investors, and I say, we can't keep doing this way. And they look at the bottom line, the profit, and I have a very complicated conversation because sometimes, as I always say, sustainability is inconvenient. Sustainability sometimes is expensive, even though long-term is good. And sometimes it doesn't allow designers to do things that they want to do because it's not the right thing for the planet or people. So what I wanted to start saying is, let me be really, I'm Spanish, I'm very dramatic, so take the drama, okay? But think about this. The way we buy fashion today hasn't changed, except for e-commerce, okay? Put e-commerce and digital and the metaverse, take it that away. Stores. It's the same thing as last century. Somebody has a shop. This person buys, or if it's a big corporation, there's a forecasting demand planner doing it. Somebody decides what to put in the store. Whatever you don't sell, you do a discount. If it still doesn't sell, you either give it to the second level distribution and you make it disappear, or you put it again in another store. That's the retailer side. What about us as consumers? We still go to a shop. If we like it, we buy it. Normally we buy it, we take it home, we wear it a few times, then we throw it away or give it to my sister in my case, or my cousin, or whatever, right? But that kind of pillars of wanting something, going, buying, and then throwing away, it hasn't really changed. We do a little bit better with the retail experience and all that blah, blah, but it's the same, okay? So, why are we here? Okay, so I love this morning, the introduction, well, this morning, actually, an hour ago. I just feel like I've been here all day, but I haven't. An hour ago. Why are we here? So we're here because I think all of us at least have the curiosity and the interest to make a difference, right? And to find that impact. And I love this movement. So we're here for a movement that hopefully will make it bigger. So, are you guys worried about the Overshot day? Do you know what is the Overshot day? I just say it just in case somebody hasn't heard, and then you're going to freak out like I do that every year. So the Overshot day is the day that the world has consumed the natural resources that it generates for 1 year. Okay? So last year, we consumed the natural resources of the world on the 29th of July. 29th of July. So last year, we needed 1.7 Earths to take care of all of us. But the year before, it was in August. So already last year, we did it bad, right? And guess what? This Sunday, I wake up and I have this bad habit of looking at my phone straight away, and it totally kills my Sunday. Because there was this big thing saying Spain has already gotten to the Overshot day in May. Seriously, my stomach turned, like, this is not the right direction. We're going backwards. This is getting worse. And so then I realized this is a very crazy chart, but this is crazy. That's what I wanted to tell you. So then I realized, and I didn't know, and I'm so involved in this world, I didn't know that every country has a different Overshot day. I thought it was just the world. And this really freaked me out, right? So I worried that Spain was here, right? But check out Qatar and Luxembourg in February. I mean, this is nuts. So what it means is Spain already here needs 2.7 Earths to take care of the Spanish people. This is only going to get worse, okay? So my point on this is, we're talking about fashion, but this is about everything else. I'm just going to talk about fashion, but this is the way we live, the way we consume, the way the world is. We're getting more and more people, so we're going to be 8.5 billion.
But let's go everyone to Jamaica. I mean, and this is the best place to live.
Yeah, I guess we should move there, but no shopping, okay? No, but my point with this is, we can talk, and I'm going to talk now about, definitely recycling and circular economy and the whole thing. We must move in that direction. But the habits, the way we actually live our lives have to change. Because guys, if we keep doing the same collections all with recycled materials, first of all, we'll run out of recycled materials to start with. And secondly, we're still destroying the planet. So that is really the point, that this is not about one industry, it's the whole industry, and it's all of us. It's all of us in different countries, okay? So what does fashion have to do with this? Some facts, and I know you guys probably know some of them. We were just hearing is the second largest the second largest polluter in the industry, but it's also the second largest clean water polluter. It's also emitting the 10% of global carbon emissions that Anna was mentioning, which is together flights and maritime transport. I mean, imagine all the flights and all the boats together, and we are actually, the fashion industry, doing exactly the same, okay? 80 billion garments are produced every year. I just can't even imagine those zeros. It's just too many zeros. And we've actually produced 400% more garments than 20 years ago. We are not 400% more people in the world than 20 years ago. We're just consuming more, okay? So, more. The equivalent of one garbage truck full of clothes is dumped or burned in a landfill every minute of every day, of every week, of every month. I mean, but we just produced 80 billion garments, and then we're just going to throw away a truck every minute. So the fashion industry produces 20 billion tons of waste every year, because from those 80 billion, we're not using them all. This is my favorite, and I always say, and I'm sure you all know it, or a lot of it, but a t-shirt, a cotton t-shirt, uses around 2,500 liters of water to be produced. That seems like a lot, right? But if I tell you that that's the water that any of us will need to drink in 3.5 years, so we're taking away of one person 3.5 years of water to buy, and excuse me to say this, but a cheap t-shirt, because I'm saying, I'll wear it 3 times and then I'll throw it away. This is crazy. If we think about a pair of jeans, the average is 15,000 liters. That's 10 years of water of each of us, of one of us. Let's put perspective, okay? This is not about saying we need to stop buying. I'm just saying we need to be responsible in the fashion industry, because I'm leading a company, and of course I need to grow, right? And the investors want profit. But at the same time, I'm saying I don't want to be pushing any more t-shirts out there, because I'm taking water, which we know, by the way, that the world is going to have an issue of water in the future. So this is nonsense, okay? So now let's talk about the consumers, because it's not all on us. It's not all on the fashion business, okay? The consumers have their piece of responsibility. We, on average, wear our garments 7 times. That's the average, okay? every person more or less generates 35 kilos of textile waste a year. 35 kilos is a lot of waste a year in textile. Then we have the plastic and the glass and the... we wear approximately 30% of our closet. Think about you. I mean, I think about my closet, ask my husband and my son, they're like, Marisa, come on, mom, another pair of shoes, another jacket. I mean, I have things that I haven't worn forever, but they're still there. So if we're really, really honest, most of us here, for not say everybody, we probably have enough clothes for the rest of our lives. But we still buy. I mean, summer comes, I'm like, I don't have anything to wear. So we keep buying. And then when we wash our garments at home, it's really like releasing all these microfibers and microplastics that go straight to the ocean. So more or less, the washing clothes are 500,000 tons, which, by the way, what they say is around a third of the microplastics in the ocean comes from our washing at home. Mainly the polyesters and the nylons, that's what happens. So, you know, all of us are still guilty as well of what's happening. So, I don't want to make you depressed, okay? But this is really like a, you know, let's just be honest about what's happening out there. So, time is now, guys. We cannot wait anymore. We're already late, okay? So we need to reimagine our business. I mean, I'm a big fan of sustainability and the word sustainability, but what I'm saying now to my team is that's not even good anymore. Being sustainable means that we're going to leave the world as we found it. We're not going to make it worse. But remember the Overshot day? We're already in negative, right? So the responsibility of all of us is not only to do it right and sustainable, but we actually need to do a way to make a positive impact in the world with the carbon positive blah blah that we'll talk later. So we need to reimagine our business because we cannot give up on fashion, all right? So what do I have in the next, oh yes, so this is very important for me. Oh, it's a pity you don't see the image. This is a wonderful image of ocean and ice getting together. And it looks kind of ugly because it's kind of like a lot of, how do you say, grietas? Well, like cuts in the ice. It's not really pretty, but it's impactful. And this is what I keep telling all my team all the time. Look for progress, not perfection. And this is very stressful in brands because it's like, oh, well, you know, we have to do so many things and I can't have organic cotton everywhere and I can't do recycle and the supplier doesn't give me the raw material. It's okay, breathe. I mean, breathe. I mean, it's just a little bit each season will make a difference, you know? So all the time we need to find a way to find that progress. And by the way, being dramatic again, to me, perfection means we close the business, we don't produce any more t-shirts and we go home, right? I mean, we don't need much more fashion out there when you look at your closets, but that's not possible. We all want to have the business. So we need to reinvent our current business. And this is, to me, the key for me is business model. Because I've been talking about sustainability for a long time. I've been in different companies doing different things, and everybody's kind of really focused on the collection, on how we design, how we produce, you know, the materials. Then we talk about using less water and the dyeing and not being that toxic. All that is great. But if we keep doing fashion the way we do, as I was saying before, like 12 collections a month, newness every week, push, push, push. Now I'm going to make a promotion so that you buy more, and then I'm going to bring more into the store. I mean, that is the business model. I'm sorry, I know it's not very popular to say things like this, but if we keep doing this, we're not going anywhere, right? I mean, we need dramatic change. And for that dramatic change, the business, I just put here some points that I think are very relevant and can make an impact, but there are a lot more. So the first thing is the brand's behavior. How do we present our brands? How do we talk about our fashion? How do we tell our customers what our product is, what they need to buy? How do we create that customer experience versus the customer expectation? Because if there's one thing that has been good after COVID and during COVID, which everything else has been negative, to me is that people are really waking up more and more on looking at brands with purpose and with values. and you really want the planet to heal, because the planet is screaming help, you know? The planet is sick, so this is something that people are more aware more and more. So we need to find a way to connect with those customers that are already here with us. I mean, they really get it. And then try to get to the ones that for whatever reason don't know about this. I talk to a lot of people that don't know some of the facts, and when I say them, they go like, wow, now you're making me think. You know, I didn't know about this, so now you're making me think. And at least it's the same with little kids. You know, when they do something wrong, but because you didn't tell them, then okay. But when you say, no, you cannot do that, and then they do it again, then there's a problem. So at least if we're able to convey to everybody the facts of what's happening with our actions, I think we can get some more results. Value chains, and that is a lot about the people that work there, you know, having a decent salary, not a minimum wage, which is very different. Making sure that the treatment of water they reuse, that the cotton that is cut to make a t-shirt is, you know, taken away to make more t-shirts afterwards. I mean, there's a lot of things, I don't want to bore you with that, but there's a lot of things that from a value chain, the supply chain can really do and make a big impact. The product offer, as I said before, do we really need to design and produce so many styles? I was just commenting over lunch with Jan. I don't know if you know the brand, Shine, whatever you say, is it Chinese? Yes. Shine, how do you say it? Shine. I don't know, but that one. That brand totally freaks me out. So, I mean, no, Olivia, honestly, I mean, 1,000 new styles a day. I didn't make a mistake. 1,000 new styles a day. First of all, what team do they have to do this? And then, seriously, who needs 1,000 new styles a day? So imagine the waste, imagine the liquidation, imagine the amount of trees being cut. I mean, I don't know, it's nuts. And that's like the new monster, it's bigger than Zara at the moment. It's nuts. Collaborations and partners, to me this is a great example, just getting the right people around the table and making sure that you evolve. The go-to market. Right? I keep hearing, no, you got to start 2 years in advance so that you do more product. No, I think we need to, I don't know what the solution is, and I'm talking to my team about it. I don't know what the solution is, but the go-to-market fashion brands have today does not work. Does not work, because it's about creating more waste. Pricing and promotion. This is, I know, not very politically correct, but I completely disagree on the pushing on discounts all the time, because you are encouraging people to buy what they don't need. I think some discounts are needed because we need to get rid of stocks, but I think this whole thing of buying cheap, what happens is you just buy cheap and then you think you don't have to worry a lot because you can buy more. And that's more the mentality that I'm really worried about. And the financing. So now there's some good investors that are really looking for, hopefully people like you, trying to find the right startups that can really make a difference in the world. And question mark, just do your own list, because this could go on forever. So I wanted to share something with you. I'm not here for North Sales, but you know, funny enough, I was preparing a presentation of North Sales. We have our sales meeting coming up, and I was just looking at the manifesto, and then something interesting happened. The reason why I want to share this with you is because when I joined North Sales 2 years ago, I basically wanted the team to get really embedded in sustainability and really having what I say in their blood, right? And so they had this motto before I arrived, which is go beyond. And I love this H&M Beyond, which I didn't know. And I was really saying, you know, this is exactly what we need as a company. We need to go beyond where we are because we need to touch a lot of things, right? So I created this manifesto that we call, and if you don't mind, I'm going to quickly read it because I have a point on it, not to talk about North Sales. I have a point for us, okay? So we decided that there is no barrier we cannot defeat, we do not stop, and we do not hide. We stand tall in the wind against the waves of adversity. We face down our fears. We dare to fail, to learn, to overcome. We turn defeat into motivation, challenge into achievement. We go again braver, faster, farther. There is no horizon too distant, no dream too big. Our thirst to explore is limitless. We protect our planet unflinchingly and never look away. We pioneer innovation and live tomorrow today. We dare to go where others can follow. We go beyond. I mean, it's not that we sell a t-shirt, it's about the philosophy. So if we click, no, sorry. Oh, we don't have the animation. Can you go back, please? And you don't see the color. Sorry, we just had something because I had an animation here, so I don't think I can do this right now. But basically in blue, our color of the day, came out words that I thought, not because North Sense, honestly, I actually took away the North Sense in the animation, and it just appeared Manifesto without this. And then I was popping up the words that I think are relevant for us today because we're trying to change the industry. We need to go to the next level. So now I'm not going to do it right, but it was something like we dare to fail, to learn to overcome. I think I talked about being braver, because we need to be brave. It's not easy to go back to the office and say a few things. Faster, because we're really in a hurry, okay? And go farther, we need to go farther. Then I talked as well, never look away and protect the planet. Anyway, this is looking terrible now because it doesn't come out. But my point was that it doesn't matter what brand you put in there. I mean, there's certain words that I think are very relevant for us if we really want to get the fashion industry to the next level. Thank you. Thank you. So anyway, I just wanted to share, I don't know how you guys work and how do you focus on how to make an impact in your own company. I'm just sharing what really helps me, and it has helped a lot my team to really understand why we're doing this. This is not me talking to my team saying, we got to be more sustainable. This is about what the United Nations is asking us to do for 2050. The SDGs. This is what everybody's talking about, okay? So what I've done, and I just encourage you to do, if you want to, is with your own company and your own sector to decide, where am I going to focus? So the bubbles are what I'm focusing, because that's what I can impact. And I always say to my team, I wish I could do more. I wish I could impact poverty. I wish I could impact gender equality. I mean, I can do that when I hire people, but it's not my big fight, My big fights are those. And I think from there, then what we've done is we've decided that our sustainable platform is going to be on ocean, right? Because it's a sailing company, etc. So for us, what I'm saying is for us, we gotta be the first brand that is ocean positive, because that's what I can impact. You can't touch everything. And we're really, really focused on being ocean positive. So, for example, we're planting corals, which I love that initiative, because we can give back to the ocean. So what I'm trying to say is, the same as before I said, let's not look for perfection, let's look for progress. On the strategy on sustainability, I think each of you need to decide in your company, where do you focus, and just go there. Because otherwise it's really, really easy to get a bit of everything and really have no impact at the end. So with that, my point is we need to have a larger scale transformation in sustainability. I mean, myself from my company, we do what we can and we love it, but it's the big ones. Please, the big ones, you guys can make a huge difference. And I always say that with a lot of love. And sometimes my team comes and says, oh, Marisa, but so-and-so is doing this and we're doing that. So I'm like, great. The more people that do it, the better. I don't have a problem with competition on this. The more people that get better on sustainability, the industry will change. So I keep asking the big groups with the big power, those are the ones that can really make the impact for the rest. So if we go to the next page, sorry, I got to do this. I mean, this is what is really making us go slower. I think we need to, as leaders, and as people in different companies, we need to be really, really honest how far we can go. So there's so much noise in the market, right? And yeah, everybody talks about the greenwashing, but there's a lot of noise. And that noise, what it's doing is it's confusing the consumer, first of all. And the second thing is, because we're saying the right thing, maybe we can delay certain things later. So my focus is, I don't care who does better, as long as we advance the industry. I don't care if it's H&M, if it's Zara, if it's Gucci, I really do not care, as long as we all push in the right direction, whatever we can, because we all have our limits. But this is really delaying the work that we're doing, and together with my new word that I love, I read the other day about it, the green wishing. I mean, that is, yeah, we're gonna do it, but not now. Seriously. So what I keep saying as leaders of companies is decide what you can do this year, because we all need to meet the bottom line, right? We all have our investors, our owners, or whatever, and you need to have a number. Say, listen, this year I can do this, but next year I need to do something else. Yeah? So we really need help. So I keep saying we can do a lot from our companies, but really the governments and the legislation have to help. So this movement, Anna, needs to go up and push up, because I think there's only so much we can do, and this is the case of the Rana Plazas, that thousands of people died for really bad conditions. But I would have never believed in governments getting through people like us. But honestly, guys, after COVID, if somebody would have told me I would put a mask and stay in my house for weeks, I would say no way, right? And we did it. So I think we need to push up so that the governments get legislations. And I know most of the governments are pretty useless, and I'm not going to say which countries, but a lot of countries have very useless people, but I think they are the ones that need to help us to go faster. And so this is my point again, sustainability is not enough. We got to get positive, on carbon positive. And so here we are today, right? And I'm not a big expert in technology, but my point on sustainability is it will not happen without innovation and technology. It's just not going to happen. This is not about me getting the jacket of my grandmother and changing the sleeve and rewearing it. We're not going to change the industry this way. And we cannot do it with the same business model that we have now. So I'm really hoping all of you guys, which are smarter than me on this, come up with initiatives that we can test. And hey, again, if it's not perfect, we'll fix it. But we gotta move in a different direction. So just a quick word again from my beginning. So this is where we are today. Natural resources, you take, you make, you consume, you waste. And this is where we need to go. And I'm not gonna spend a lot of time here because I think some people will spend a lot more time in a more accurate way. But this is where we need to go. And again, the responsibility is the brands, but also the consumers. And I think, I love Elle Macarthur Foundation, and so this is another more articulate way of working on circularity, in which you basically phase out the substances, and then you increase clothing utilization, which means you buy less and you use more because it's better quality. You radically improve the recycling, right? And then you make effective use of resources and move into renewals, okay? So I think I have a last page, previous to that one, this one. So Sylvia Earle, I don't know if you know her, but she's one of my inspirations. I used to work for National Geographic, and she's one of the explorers. This lady today is 80-something, and she's been underwater for 60 years. Not all the 60 years underwater, but in and out. No, but really, she's amazing because she started talking about the ocean problems when nobody talked about it, right? She's been fighting to protect areas of the oceans as we protect natural parks on Earth. So, she's amazing. And she has this sentence, which is, we are the most important people who have ever lived on Earth because technology is now giving us the power to know, demand change, and to stop treating our oceans as a free grocery store and a garbage dump. And I thought, I'll bring this to you guys, because this is actually the most important people right now. This generation, it doesn't matter if we're 20 years older or younger, but this is the type of people that can really make a difference in the world today, and by the way, like yesterday. So, what I wanted to say is the inspiration that I get from this lady is totally relevant to where we are today. So I really encourage you to really think about you as a person that can really make an impact today with your teams, with your family, with friends, and definitely with your companies. So thank you very much for listening, and I look forward to the rest of the day. Thank you.